Today we're going to be looking at the high-grade Windam. From the box we can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 Windams and probably a million more behind this big guy. On the side we can see another image of the same Windam up front, the model number, the name, and also the HGUC number 232. From the side then we can see the box art was done by Morishita Naoshika as always, and some history behind it. This kit comes with the standard beam rifle, shield, and beam sabers, but also other weapons like missiles and rockets. On the same side of the box, you can see a painted version of the kit, as well as the various poses it can do, and some samples. And it clearly shows this kit being a fine build, meaning just like the HG Leo that came before it, it is very simple to build. Now, onto the runners. As usual in high grades, the A runner is a multicolor runner. We have 4 colors here: gray, blue, teal, and yellow. Straight away, we can see parts for the V fin, the shield, the shoulders, the feet, the torso, and even the parts on the chest, the teal bits. And here, clearly, we can see the Jet Striker pack. From the parts for the Jet Striker pack, we can clearly see that there are no other gates, meaning Bandai is not gonna be reusing this for any other kit other than the Windam. So if you're thinking like other kits may be coming with this, it's never gonna happen. Another curious thing about this runner is that there's a gate here, and there is also another gate here. And this is a full-size runner, meaning that this one leads to nowhere if it expands to another part, and this should connect. But there are no other variations of the Windam except the Eldora Windam and the Multi-Striker pack. But, who knows what this is for? It's very weird. Also, last bit, we can clearly see that this is supposed to be yellow. This part on the shield, they could have just simply put another one here. But come on, Bandai. Onto the B runner then, we can clearly see this is a segment of this one. And from here, we can clearly see a lot of where all the white is. The back of the shield, the hip section, the waist, the legs, the parts of the legs, other parts of the legs rather, the arms, and curiously, for the beam saber, they molded it in one piece by putting the hole on the side. And also, here we can clearly see there are gates here and here. But the Eldora Windam still comes with those parts. And as I said earlier, there are no other variations of the Windam. Well, as far as the Gundam Wiki knows at least. Here we have the Sea Runner, and this is a duplicate section of that. Here we can see the many weapons it has, the foot, the joints, over here, the hands, and the beam rifle. And as usual, we can clearly see that this kit comes with PC002 and SB13. Here we can clearly see the sticker sheet for the HG Windam, stickers for the eyes, the yellow part on the shield, and these gray bits are all for the Jet Striker, I think. And this is definitely for the tips of the Jet Striker itself. And lastly, what we have right here is the manual. And it has some of the specs right here and a full color sample of the kit itself. At the back of the manual then, we can see some history, some info about its armaments, the Jet Striker, the beam rifle, the beam saber, and its shield. And then down here, we can clearly see some other bits of history. From what I can see, it's bits from Destiny. And at the bottom down here, we can see the color guide. Curiously, there's nothing about the beam saber. It's quite plain. And there are no stilettos here, in which the kit sadly does not come with. Opening up the manual then, we can clearly see this part is colored. This part is not. Here we can see all the parts, the instruction manual, and now onto the review. After finishing the kit, Right away, you can tell that the kit looks like it came straight out of the anime, Gundam Seed Destiny. The detailing and proportions are a one-to-one copy of its anime appearance, and despite what the box may tell you, this isn't just the Windam, but in fact, the box should be named the Jet Windam, because it does come with a Jet Striker pack. There are a lot of design choices here that probably took inspiration from a few Universal Century designs. Like, I can't help but feel that the eyes and face are meant to look and feel like a gym. But for me, it looks more like a gun cannon's face. The shoulders remind me of the J-Guns, and the legs look like they took inspiration from the Gym 3. The V-fin is very long, so long that it's longer than most Gundams. But the fact that a mass production MS has a V-fin is quite unique in its own right. The beam rifle is nice, long, and packs a lot of detail with its unique design, and the same could be said about the shield. The feet are unique to the Windom. You could call it weird, but the way it's designed really helps it withstanding when it has a striker pack. The design would definitely help when we finally get to equip it with either the Doppelhorn or the War Crime Launcher. For me, the design of the Windom itself always felt like it was supposed to be a Gundam, but somehow it either didn't make the cut or there was just too many Gundams already. Looking at the sticker sheet, then, yeah, it's pretty huge. I don't like the large stickers that cover a wide area and those that go over non flat surfaces, so I didn't apply these. The only ones you really need to apply are the ones for the eyes and the sensors on the head. Most of the stickers are for the color details on the Jet Striker itself, and if you don't like applying stickers, it's completely fine to forego the rest of the sheet. The Jet Striker still looks amazing as is. On the rest of the kit then, everything you see is a separated part. All the teal bits, the grey parts, and even the white stripes on the sides of the torso also shows that this kit definitely has very good color separation, especially for just a grunt. The only thing missing then is the yellow blade on the shield and some grey and red on the back. For leftover parts, we are only left with two number 8s from the PC-002 Runner. The beam rifle is just two parts sandwiched together with a third part for the scope. As usual, there is a massive seam line, it fits well into the hands, and the top handle is usable. The shield is also just two parts sandwiched together with a connector. Sadly, the yellow blade is not a separate yellow piece, even though there clearly was enough space for it on the A runner, and on the back we have a fake handle. Also, a problem I keep running into is that the shield is either too high up or the connector slots are too low because it always collides with the shoulder and, if you're not careful, the jet striker. However, putting the shield on the back of the arm instead of the side fixes this issue, but it doesn't look great. The beam sabers have SB13 effects. They are pretty standard, but what's really great about them is that they peg well onto the side skirts. They won't fall off when you're handling the kit. They are molded as one piece, and most of all, they fit and stay well in the hands. Speaking of hands, we don't get any other hands other than these holding ones. Their polycups are a bit too long, the wrists look weird from certain angles, and at least for my copy, the hands are just a bit too loose, which makes holding the rifle straight a challenge. The Jet Striker itself is a detachable striker pack, which means that it will be compatible on other strike based kits and vice versa with the Windam. It comes with rocket pods and missiles to be attached on either of the wings for hardpoints. And curiously, looking at this piece of line art, it does seem that the Jet Striker itself has a lot more options. Way more than what I remember seeing on screen. Even being able to mount a Dagger L's gun. The last thing it kinda needs is a stand. Because the Jet Windam is definitely one mobile suit meant to fly. But it is understandable given the price of it and how much it already comes with. Having just the simple 4-part stand would have been nice even if it increased the cost of the kit by a small bit. The Windam can practically do any pose you want. Sadly, the polycups I have are a bit loose, but they do their job. The head can rotate, look up that far, look down that far, and do the giggity giggity. Shoulders are polycap ball joints so they can move a lot, and the arm bends really well. The side skirts can move out and rotate, front skirts can do their thing, and the back is paralyzed. The hips are universal joints and they can go wherever you want them to. We get a full 180 knee joint. The side leg thrusters can do a full 360 if you force it. The back leg thrusters can go that high and that low. Ankle armor only rotates up and down, no side to side. And the feet can go that far back and this far forwards. The Jet Striker pack goes up this far and down this far. The wings go up this far and down this far for its stored position. I prefer to put on a slight V, but not as much as the box shows, just to make it look a bit cooler. My opinion, of course. And sadly, we don't have a wing rotation. It would have been quite easy for Bandai to do, but you win some, you lose some. Finally, despite it not being held by polycaps, it does keep its position, but I suggest not playing with it too much because these are all just plastic on plastic connections. The back thrusters does not move and the design should be more oblong than square. Lastly, when posing this kit, never fully extend the arm as the gap between the elbow and joint will become obvious. All you gotta do is that you have to bend it by a bit and voila! Size comparison, then here it is with the tiny core Gundam, the standard sized Origin Gundam, and the tall boy Unicorn. Lastly then, here it is compared to the HG Astray Red Frame Flight Unit and its UC counterpart, a Jagan. By the way, this Jagan is a prototype start Jagan that I modified. As a bonus, it can equip the Red Frame Flight Unit, sort of. However, the Jet Striker just won't fit on the Astray. To conclude, not only is this kit the splitting image of its on-screen appearance and packs a lot of accessories, but if I had to pick what's the best thing about the HGCE Windam, is that it's just 1,400 yen. Pretty damn cheap. Overall, the build was nice yet simple, it comes with a lot of playthings, and it lets your wallet make a sigh of relief. This kit is a certified Conquista must-buy. That's all from the HGCE Windam. I'll see you guys next time, and don't forget to subscribe for more full reviews. Pro tip: don't cut your front skirts cleanly so that they can keep a pose and will stop them from swinging around because of gravity.